something like that. This is Adrian Hart with your Southeast Colorado news on seconews.org, and this is About the Valley with La Junta City Manager Rick Klein. We're discussing what happened at last night's City Council meeting for June 21st, 2022. Rick, we'll just lead right into it.
Yeah. Now, the meeting was on Tuesday due to the Juneteenth holiday, which is a federal holiday, and we're required by city charter day after a federal holiday if our meeting falls on that day.
Okay.
So after we called the meeting to order, invocation, and pledge of allegiance, we changed up the agenda a little bit to allow Gianna Ayala. She is in Moana, and Moana is a play that's going to be at the La Junta High School auditorium, and Gianna wanted to let everybody know the Children's Theater will be performing Moana Wednesday through Saturday at 7 o'clock at the La Junta High School auditorium, $10 for tickets. And she sang us a song and did a great job.
All right, very good.
So after we approved the minutes of the previous meeting, we went to citizen participation for non-agenda items. And Cassandra Thomas, she got up and talked about the fireworks, because we're not going to have any fireworks shows or sales. And she wanted to know about enforcement. And the reason why is there's a lot of animals out there that they're very sensitive to the fireworks. And we will have the police out.
Okay.
And we'll be out looking, for the violations and stuff. So,
and we are Otero County is under a stage 1 fire ban, and we do have, we're in the middle of a really severe drought right now.
That's right. And we've seen the big fires and how easily that they're started. Come on, people, let's pay attention this year and not do it.
All right.
Just give it up for 1 year.
All right. Well, maybe we'll do a virtual fireworks show on Seco News. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right. We'll have something for you guys for the 4th of July holiday.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So now, next we went to the Ark Valley Hospice, and Anita Potter, she's been the director there. She's spent 42 years as an RN, and she wanted to let us know the Ark Valley Hospice has been around for 37 years. Their staff has experiences all the way from 20 to 30 years. So they're the 16 employees that they have, they're very well experienced on how to help people. And they have 16 volunteers. They cover 7 counties, eastern Pueblo and southern Lincoln. And they take care of veterans. They got spiritual support, grief support, companion care, caregiver reprise, durable medical equipment. They're always looking. If you got an old, not real old, but a good wheelchair or stuff that people could use, please consider donating it back to Ark Valley Hospice.
All right, very good. They're always looking for volunteers, too.
They're always looking for volunteers, and they have a volunteer caregiver support, volunteer engagement and give back to the community. They are a hub of resources for services. They honor the vets, and they assist people with advanced care planning. I did not realize that.
Right.
So get in, and if you have anybody that, palliative care, get in and talk to Ark Valley Hospice and see the type of help that you can receive.
All right. Very good. Our Arkansas Valley Hospice. Homegrown and deep-rooted. That's the slogan.
That's the slogan.
All right.
So next we went to the second reading of an ordinance amending the ordinance number 1242, the zoning ordinance of the city of La Junta, and as a request by Richard Book, and this did pass 5-0. And it is to change a little residential lot that's butts up against his business that he'd bought to a commercial lot, and that's the way he could put a Connex on there and store records and stuff like that, and stuff you need for his business, and so that did pass.
All right.
Yeah, so next we had the presentation of the 2021 audit report, and Andrew Frazee and Patrick Hancock are our auditors.
Okay.
And we had a clean audit,
nice.
The clean, what you could get, and as I say that, I feel good about it, but I don't feel good about it. Now, let me tell you why. When I would go over the 2021 numbers, like in general fund, it made it look like we had 3 cents extra more than per dollar that we were taking in extra. But if you look at the 5-year average, we've been spending for every dollar we bring in 3 cents more than we have in the bank.
Ah.
Now, why on 2021 was it different? All the government shore up money. So, when they start talking about, like cash to liability ratios, and the Office of State Auditor's benchmark is greater than 1, we're 3.69. Now, operating reserve ratio, 5.5 months. That means if we get a disaster in La Junta, we'll have money for 5.5 months, and then we're broke. Most times, it takes over 6 months after a disaster like that to start getting your revenues back in and stuff. We got to do better there. We all know about the streets. We all know about our needs. And we need a 1% sales tax to shore up the general fund, because otherwise some stuff don't have to fall off of there. And we're on a roll, folks. We can make it through these hard times and stuff. Electric fund, it was doing just about right. We have an operating reserve ratio of 5.1 months. We need to get that up above 6 months, just so that we can take care of our business. Now,
have that cushion there if you have to have it.
Have that cushion. Now, the water fund, operating reserve ratio in months, 0. We don't have the cash. We're doing our last payment on the reverse osmosis, and then that money should start coming in. But right now, we're broke on water fund, and we need to make sure that we take care of that fund and bring it back into positive trends. On the sewer, same thing. We're just riding that line right about 0, and it's about money coming in and stuff. We'd have enough for 1.7 months of operating. Now think about us putting out the generators and stuff on the reverse osmosis when we built the wastewater treatment plant, and the power's out right now.
Right.
We're still operating. That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
Because if if this would have been before we had those generators in, all of our tanks would be going down, and we'd be looking at trying to get people to quit watering and doing stuff. So I'm proud of City Council and Utility Board for putting those generators in and keeping us all safe here.
All right.
So even without electricity. So then the Sanitation Fund, same type thing. We got a net position of 0.98. We're just riding right at that 0 point and stuff. So, but we've done an audit of our accounting system, and we're trying to make sure that we got all of our ducks in a row, that we're charging people right and doing things right. And folks, I know that we got like a sales tax issue coming up. Please support that.
Yep.
Okay. So, while we had a clean audit, and and that's the one thing that I have to have, I found myself wanting to show the real picture, and because the government shored up everything, otherwise it wouldn't.
We would have been in trouble.
We'd have been in trouble
without the assistance through the COVID pandemic.
Right. And that's every city and town in America.
Yeah.
That's every city and town in America. So yeah. But they can't keep that up forever.
Nope.
So then after the presentation of the audit, we had the first reading of an ordinance making supplemental appropriations to the General Fund, Internal Services Fund, Property Management Fund, Electric Fund, Water Fund, Wastewater Fund, Sanitation Fund for the calendar year 2022.
So that's routine moving the money to pay the bills, right?
This is moving the money to pay the bills and also to pay for the salaries in order to keep our workforce. We upped everybody by $5. We hadn't had a raise in over 4 years, so that's like $1 an hour per year. But in order to keep the personnel, we did a $5 increase, and except for the ones that they'd had some changes of laws on management people that you don't have people under them. At first, it was like 37,000 that if they had so many employees and stuff. There's a 5-point criteria. Then they took it up to 42.5 and then 47.5. Well, they didn't get the $5, because they were getting it because of changes of laws. So, they had like a $3,000 bump to bring them in line with everybody else.
All right.
Because you got to have your chain coming down.
Yeah, and you have to offer competitive pay, or you find yourself without help.
Yes, and all we have to do is look up at Bozeman, Montana, if you don't believe us. They didn't take the action. They have a workforce of 500 employees, and they lost 105 within 6 weeks.
Wow.
And it was their top people.
More than 20%.
And now they're struggling to make the day-to-day operations.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that with other towns that didn't do that. But, again, we can be better than that. So that did pass 5-0. I want to say thank you to City Council and Utility Board for that. And I know I've heard from a lot of my employees, and they want to say thank you to the public.
All right.
So now we are at the first reading of an ordinance concerning limitations of feeding federal cats. Now, this did pass 5-0, and we had a lot of different people that came up. We had 5 that were pro the ordinance and 4 against it. 2 of the pro were some business owners, downtown, Ron Hall and Tom Brand. And they had their the reasons, was hampering with their business.
Right.
One, it's limiting the use of the patio for the rail yard because the cats are tearing up the furniture, so they can't have
the furniture, no comfortable chairs.
Comfortable chairs, because they'll tear the fabric, I guess, or urinate on it or something, and the smell. And Tom, they were moving some stuff out and stuff, and one of the cats got in, and it took about a week for them to get it out.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And that's there at Norm Murphy?
Yes, at Norm Murphy.
Yep.
And but we had Jeffrey Prine, the former mayor. She got up and talked about the feeding program and taking care of cats and how colonies and stuff work. And there was a Pat Hiltz that he talked about that too. And he actually gave us some quick feral cat facts, and you should be seeing it on the screen right now. 1 female plus her litter, 7 times 7 years life span, is 420,000 cats. 50% of them, the kittens born feral, die. The average feral cat lifespan is 3 years. 1 out of every 12 cats born find a permanent home, and 450 animals are euthanized in the United States every hour.
Wow.
So, that's... and he also had one about feral cats as far as she lived outside for 7 years. She's not homeless. Truth about outdoor community cats, and talks about when the cats we call feral and stuff, and that they are healthy members of the society, I guess. And feral cats are adoptable as a pet because they have not been socialized. It's hard for them to be placed in homes. Feral cats are killed in most shelters. 70% of all cats in our shelters are killed there, and of all cats. Now, 100% of the feral cats.
Yeah.
Probably goes to that number, the one up above it, but can't home them. Trap, neuter, return is the humane, effective approach for a feral cat care practiced by millions nationwide. And Dr. Tahuli, she got up and she talked about that of areas that they have done. And
now she's with the Arkansas Valley Animal Hospital.
Animal Hospital, yes.
Right.
And
so she's the resident expert.
She's a resident expert.
Okay.
And she said that they took over there by the Meadows, and they picked up all the cats. They spayed and neutered them, and then they came. But then the program stopped, and then now they're all back.
Right.
It's a program that can't stop. You just got to do it over
Has to be
and
constant.
over and over again. And she talked about a 15-year study that they do work, but they have to be a continuous type program.
Exactly.
Right, which really made sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and we did have Joey Gasnick. That he got up, and he is our U.S. Department of Agriculture animal expert, and he was talking about very much the same thing as everybody else as far as on the trap, neuter, and return. And he did talk about the hot zone and the downtown and how they've actually he's had to trap out about some possums down in there because it's not, when you put out that tray of for cats, possums eat it, skunks eat it. It brings in all the
raccoons get to it. Yeah.
Yes, and they say once a raccoon or a possum, knows where their food, he'll remember it for years and years. And keep coming back. So. We had Cassandra Thomas talk about, and let me tell you, she is taking cats and had them spayed, neutered, take care of them till they're healthy and stuff, and then finds homes for them. We had Angela Ayala get up and talk, and she, as a citizen, and saying about, some of the cat problems that they've been having down into downtown. And Clara Lee Stafford, she came up and she talked about, let's don't be humane and stuff. And that was at Pat Hill's, let's not just get it to where we kill the cats. And nobody wanted to kill the cats or anything.
Right.
So, they talked about like a rabies vaccinated program that we could get maybe like rabies tags going, and then that'd be a revenue stream and stuff. I haven't had a chance to look at that. I don't know, but I'll try to find out. I know that Pat Hiltz, he says there's about 30 colony of cats around La Junta right now.
Wow.
So, but bottom line, this did pass 5-0, and what it does is it puts it in with garbage, and stuff, and putting out those containers, and you could be fined from depends on what the judge does up to $2,000.
All right, so that ordinance passing unanimously by council.
And that is first reading, and second reading will be in 2 weeks.
All right, very good. It'll be coming up in a couple weeks. Yes. And so, of course, opportunity for public opinion is also going to be available again in 2 weeks.
That's right.
All right, there we go.
And next, we've been working with City Council and a guy that is Michael Yerman. And Michael works for Southern Colorado Economic Development District.
Yeah, we ran a guest letter to the editor about the housing project just a while ago from him.
Yes, and he is he's helping out Southeast Colorado. Let me tell you, I've really been impressed with Michael Yerman. And so we hired him to through a grant to help us with our zoning and kind of, hey, what can we afford? What can we not afford? What are our goals? And so we started meeting with City Council on, hey, what do you guys want?
Right.
So they came up with this is your City Council. They came up with this 5-year strategic planning goals. Now this did pass 5-0.
Okay.
Now, very important. This is the 6 goals. La Junta downtown, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
City Council envisions a safe, flourishing downtown that provides the city with a strong commercial-based tax base where the existing businesses and property owners are supported by policies that encourage special events, activation of public right-of-ways, and rehab or innovate reuse of properties.
Mm-hmm.
So they're giving us the message: take care of that downtown.
Yep.
Okay, keep it safe. So keep our tax base safe. Number 2, city infrastructure. The City Council strives to be active stewards of the city's existing aging infrastructure by actively planning for maintenance and upkeep while taking advantage of external resources to leverage the city's limited financial assets. And City Council knows that with the next 4 years, there's going to be the government money, and they want us to take full advantage of those federal dollars to make our city a better place.
Okay.
City staff. The city recognizes the importance of an experienced, well-trained, and community-minded staff that is appropriate for its hard work to complete the goals of the city. And you saw that action today when they
gave
the raises out
Yep.
to keep a workforce that they know is dedicated. And I know every city employee thanks them. City council or council communication with the citizens. City Council wants to ensure the electorate is well informed of the ongoing successes and future plans through transparent and reliable communications. I'm on the radio or on the internet
On Seco News right now.
Seco News,
Yep.
And
you do go on the radio.
And I do go on the radio.
And you do live stream your council meetings. And actually, all of the other city council meetings, not just the main council meeting. You guys cover tourism, utilities, the works now.
Thank you.
And so that's from a reinvestment in technology to make that possible with a local business, too.
That's right.
So we're going to give Daniel a plug with DNAV.
Yes, and City Council, and I know Mayor Ayala, he, one of the first things he wanted was the new mics because nobody could hear it. And then we're going to build into the budget where we can stream out better and make sure that we're getting our information out to the citizens in a very transparent way.
Yep. So, and it's, Seco News, we are rolling with the punches along with you guys. Right. And one of the things I was taught a long time ago was really people only change for two reasons. It's catastrophe and opportunity. And that's what drives personal change.
That's right.
And so getting through that COVID pandemic certainly drove the catastrophe element of bringing change to our local media. And I think that now that we're starting to roll with the punches, the local media is having to change for opportunity.
That's right.
And so that's exactly what we're doing. And you can see a transition right here in this episode. So thank you for joining us on About the Valley, Rick.
You know it.
Bringing it full circle here. So let's talk about public safety. I actually have an upcoming article on Seco News about public safety in downtown La Junta.
Yes, because we've got some new cameras.
Yeah, we do have cameras up.
Okay, the City Council envisions a safe, secure community for its families and youth by providing its staff with the resources and enacting the policies necessary to protect its citizens. So I'm proud of them. That's what we need to do.
Yep.
Economic development and community amenities. The City Council wants to promote the redevelopment of the city's existing businesses and neighborhoods through improvements that increase the quality of life for all of its residents with quality community amenities and workforce training that attracts and retains a skilled workforce. EPA program, we've taken out 33 bad structures around the town. We're getting people building them back on them. That is a hard goal that City Council wants to do, is bring back the neighborhoods through taking out the blights of those neighborhoods and spurring a beautiful city for the future.
Yep. That combination of the downtown Main Street grant access going on that Cynthia's working on with the creative district stuff.
Guaranteed.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful. And Adrian, we've postured ourselves through the Main Street, through creative industries, through tourism, to where everybody knows about La Junta, Colorado.
Yep.
I mean, the tarantula deal. I mean, everywhere I go across the state, man, I get people talking about the tarantulas. And folks, we got a very, very beautiful area that I love with all my heart, and I've never understood why more people didn't want to come join in with us on it. But I'm glad for the people that are here, and thank you for supporting the cities, supporting the valley. We're all in this together, and I was proud of the City Council for passing these strategic planning goals for the next 5 years.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
In closing, we've got the fireworks ban very much in effect. So no sale or purchase of fireworks within city limits of La Junta, and no display this year, unfortunately.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, we did have a resolution that opt out of the family plan, and that was a state program where the employees would have to put in and stuff. We pulled all the employees, and they didn't want to do that.
Okay.
Most all the Eastern Plains isn't doing it and stuff. It was on cost of money.
All right.
So that did pass 5-0. And City Council wanted to thank the BNSF for the train ride, and wanted to thank the chamber for inviting them for the train rides, and Paul Velasquez wanted to thank the police for cleaning up for all the citizens, and Adrian, I think
that's going to wrap. That's going to put a bow on it, huh?
Yep.
All right, very good. For Rick Klein and the La Junta City Council, I'm Adrian Hart, and this has been About the Valley on Seco News.